What's good, guys? Welcome back to a reading log. This is a reading log for April? Yeah, April 2023, and there's a bunch of manga here. Would have liked to have read more, but there's a decent chunk, and there is a handful of novels. I'm gonna start out with the manga though, so let's get the series I read the most of. Actually, it's the second most, but it's the most I have physically. So I read the first 10 volumes of Hunter x Hunter. Because I joined my boys Sam and Chase in a buddy read. However, due to personal circumstances, I had to sort of step away and just do it at my own pace. So I read the first 10, and then I decided to take a little break and read some other stuff. There's volume 6, volume 7, volume 8, 9, 10, and I've been enjoying the read. I don't dislike it or like it more or less than I did before with the amount of the anime I'd consumed, so it didn't change anything for me. The beginning was kind of rough. I really had a hard time getting through the first like 5-ish volumes. However, towards volume 8 and 9 it got exciting, and then I don't know, I'm still not a big fan of York New, so it is what it is. The series is something I want to read and see where the story goes. I enjoy it a decent amount, but it is definitely not one of my top series. I still have 26 volumes to go, so my opinion could obviously change, but as it is right now, I doubt it will change too much, but it is what it is. Next up, I read 2 volumes of The Geek X Hitman. This is like it was okay. I probably wouldn't have picked it up if I checked it out beforehand, but it's like Wotakoi meets Way of the House Husband, and done pretty averagely. So it's nothing to write home about, but it was a decent read. But not like something I'd go out of my way to read again, so I might get rid of it, but y'all know me, and I don't really get rid of manga, at least right now. But yeah, something I really enjoyed was Insomniacs After School. This first volume was chill. It was, the art really reminded me of Shuso Oshimi's art, but it's a lot more wholesome than Shuso Oshimi's works. But this could definitely turn into something that that'll be my next like whole slice of life obsession, because I've kind of moved on from the odd couple romances, the Komis, the Hitomi-chans. I still read them, I still collect them, but I'm not seeking out new series in that genre because it's been overdone at this point, and the ones I have are continuing on to no end. So let's do a novel. I got my hands on the audiobook for this, the first novel in John Flanagan's Ranger's Apprentice. I grew up on this and the other series that I have 3 books on here of was my childhood reading novels, and it was nice to visit this world again, and I realized that there is an entire like whole new series that I haven't read, so I'm excited to get to that eventually, but I'm gonna take it slow right now. I'm balls deep in the next series here, so this was just kind of because I needed a break, because I DNF'd a Declaration of Rights of Magicians, because that was just too heavy for me at the moment. It was just not doing it right now. It's still on my shelf. I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm going to give it another try also because I bought the audiobook as well. So But yeah, the Runes of Gorlin, great little introductory. It's almost the same length as a light novel, so it can be read in one day, and the audiobook was like 5 hours long, so it's very thin, and it's you know, middle grade fantasy, so very cool characters, great little self-insert main character that grows over time, and I'm excited to relive that adventure with the physical release. The Witch and the Beast, Volume 10, absolutely stunning art in this one. Some great mystery aspects, and this one had a lot of like very intriguing magic, and the plot is really progressing, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. This is one of my like favorite things right now. I can't recommend this enough if you're in the mood for a beautifully illustrated dark fantasy series with amazing characters. Check this out. Do yourself a favor. It's one of the better things Kodansha is producing these days. Next up, we have Volume 2 and 3 of Gunbird Sisters. This is it's etchy for the sake of etchy, with a little bit of story in there, but it's not really super deep or anything. It has a lot of action and good art and hot girls, so if you're looking for that, it's sort of in the realms of Chain Soldier, Succubus and Hitman. However, Succubus and Hitman is also extremely grotesque for the sake of being grotesque, where this is just not as bad. It still has some grotesque elements because it's vampires, so it gets a little gory, but not in the same way that Succubus and Hitman gets gory, but I kind of put them in the same category. Then here, all out of left field, is a manhwa that I decided to check out from Ablaze, which is Fight Class 3. I really enjoyed this first volume, and then I was like, you know what? There's only like 93 chapters online. Let me check it out. I read them all in 2 days, and I enjoyed my time. However, towards the end, the author decides to do a complete 180 on the mood. They go into a summer break, and the main character suddenly doesn't look like himself. He turns from this like underdog like really like untrained but full of potential character that you kind of grow attached to this like psychotic murderer out of nowhere. Like, it was from one chapter to the other, and it was just so weird to see, and now I'm just waiting to see when this character will break, because it's like he has to go back to school, but right now he's fighting in spoilers, he's like fighting in underground fighting arenas and doing stuff to get tougher, and because he has to enter that dark world of underground fighting to progress the plot. But the main character just doesn't seem like the main character anymore, like at all. Like, it's a complete 180. It's so, I'd say if you can stomach a character that changes so drastically with no warning, check it out. Also, if you like muscle mummies, this is definitely something you'd want to check out. Same with this. This was surprising. I did not think this was gonna be as nasty as it was. I'll just put the title out there: Rise of the Outlaw Tamer and His S-Rank Cat Girl. If you're in the mood for something fantasy that's like, okay, think of it as redo of Healer, except there's no, it's not dark and grotesque, but it's just as horny. You know, just putting that out there. Alright. Book 7, 8, and 9 of The Last Apprentice, or The Spooks, as we call them here in Europe. The Spooks Nightmare and The Spooks Destiny and The Spooks I Am Grimalkin. They are great little These books are building up to the final battle, and this is a completely like this is almost a standalone novel in the sense that you do not follow the main character of the series. You follow one of his accomplices, and it's a very very like nice insight into the dark side of the like. You follow the good guys normally, but here you have a character that is helping the good guys, the spooks, who is essentially supposed to be their enemy, but they have a common enemy. So here you see her buying she's buying time for the main character Tom Ward to accomplish a certain task, and out of the three books, this was probably my favorite, also because it introduces some great characters, it introduces some great concepts, and you also get to see how the world works on the other side of this coin of good and evil. Orient 12 and 13, the story is finally really catching me, but it can change. It took them 12 volumes to really catch my attention, but yeah, the art's amazing. Shinobu Otaka is a great artist, but the story has been lacking, but it's starting to pick up, and I'm actually really enjoying. I'm looking forward to reading Orient now. So this is the last comic, graphic novel, manga. I read the last two omnibuses of The Breaker part 1, and I hope, for the love of God, that Blaze is picking up part 2, because I really enjoyed this. I think I wrote down some notes. More Dobard and fights, and it was a super high octane climax and a like super out of the blue like plot twist that really worked in my opinion. So really excited to see where the story goes in part 2, and this was just an amazing release by Blaze. They do a really good job on their manhwa. So they did Fight Class 3, they did this, and they also did something else I am currently reading, I believe. They do a lot of cool stuff. Their books are expensive. They're $20 US, but their quality and the stories are great. Alright, last but not least, I have two Brandon Sanderson books. I have a novel and I have a novella. So I finished the original Mistborn trilogy and I absolutely loved it. This last book was amazing. The plot twists, the ending, and just like the audiobook kind of spoils it because the narrator uses certain uses unique speech patterns, no, that's not the word, accents for every character, and it spoils something, but really good story, and I can't wait to see what the Era 2 books bring. They're very short compared to this, and apparently they're written in a different style and a more actiony, but this was really great. Then, right after I finished that, I decided to read the novella, which goes behind the scenes of the story and follows a fan favorite character and his adventures in what happens to him after he is not in the main story. And this made me cry. Like, I was really touched by this, and I think that this is a must read after finishing the original trilogy, because it really solidifies how good the story was and how great the characters are, and it gives the characters a proper ending where you actually get to say goodbye to them, because Era 2 takes place way in the future, so there's a lot of characters that will not be making it, and this was a great addition to the story. Props to Brandon Sanderson for doing this, because this felt like the real ending, even though it takes place in a completely different setting than. Well, it's the same universe, but it like goes beyond what is in the world of Mistborn. But yeah, guys, that's it. That's all I read in April. It was a decent amount. Wish I'd read more, but it is how it is. I've been playing games. I've been watching some anime, trying to catch up. I've been reading novels. You know, stuff like that. Working. So, I'm not sure how long May's reading log would be. I haven't read anything at this point of almost a weekend, so maybe I'll combine it with the following month. It really depends, but yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. Maybe you saw some manga that you wanted to check out. Maybe you liked my half-assed commentary on it, but yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys in the next video.